Hey Dustin, how you got me loud and clear? Howdy, Glenn. Sorry, doing a couple things here. Hey Valerie. Hey Rise and Shine. I just figured I'd jump on here with the news that just came out on the actual. Sounds like we got a blueprint now of what's getting ready to go down. Hey Amber. So I guess everybody's seeing the news like I am. I sort of thought this was going to happen. One of my scenarios, as far as actions is concerned on their part, because they claim to have a lot of. This was the same MO they used in Crimea when they. Hey Bill. This is the same MO they used when they took Crimea and said that there was Russians being, genocided and all this other stuff. Hey, Bill, good to see you. So this Eastern Ukrainian, these two provinces, Luhansk and Donetsk, are, I guess, full of Russians. So sounds like to me Ukraine's got some decisions to make. Sounds to me like they're either going to have to stand up So, Amber, Putin has just made a formal speech to the Russian people on TV that he is considering, or he is declaring the eastern portion of Ukraine to be independent of Ukraine. In other words, they're full of Russian citizens or Russians, Russian heritage people with Russian heritage, and they are declaring Luhansk and Donetsk as independent areas of Ukraine. So it sounds like they're going to try to make that part of Russia like they did Crimea. Sort of the same MO they used when they took Crimea. Hey, Christina. Hey, Zombie. So yeah, this just came down like in the last 10, 15 minutes. I guess he announced to Europe, the European leaders, that was going to be his intention. So I guess it will depend on how, what methodology he takes to, make that become a reality. And I'm assuming they will have to, cross the line at some point to secure those areas and create a new border, sounds like to me. Sorry, I'm watching the news as it's coming out. So yeah, looks like that eastern section that borders Russia the Donetsk and Luhansk provinces, Russia is going to declare independent of Ukraine. In other words, they're going to take it from Ukraine or attempt to. So it'd kind of be like Oklahoma trying to take the Texas Panhandle. If you're going to try to, hey, TH2. Hey, Rise and Shine. Good to see you. Hey, Shift. Glenn, Amber, Zombie, Christina. So it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. So here's probably going to give them an opportunity to I think Vlad will probably give the Ukrainian government the opportunity to, let them have it, or they're going to come take it. I bet that's what's going to happen. And one thing I think a lot of people, hey, Bob, I think a lot of people miss the mark when it comes to some of this stuff because, Ukraine has a buttload of nukes. Hey, Cherie. But there's a buttload of nukes in Ukraine. That, I mean, honestly, somebody better help secure the damn things. That's what I'm saying. I know, Glenn, right? It's going to be about 75, 80 here in North Texas tonight. Then the bottom's going to drop out overnight. You're saying Ukraine has always been part of Russia. Yeah, like Bob said, it's on RT right now, live, or probably recorded, but pretty close and translated. So the stock market's getting ready to crumble, especially fuel or oil. So yeah, this was predictable, but get your stuff. Stores are probably going to be an absolute cluster tonight. Anyway, probably further driving a wedge in NATO. All right, West Texas, Danielle, good to see you. Valerie. Yeah, I'm north of Dallas. I'm about an hour from the Red River. Hey B, good to see you. Yeah, if you can, if you don't, if you're in need of stuff, you might want to leave work early if you work in an office and hit the stores on the way home because it's probably getting ready to get real. All the panickers will be out, and maybe you don't have to go at all. That would be ideal. Top off your fuel tanks on the way home too. Hey Tim, good to see you. Anyway, I wasn't planning on doing this today, honestly, but since the news came down, I figured since I was home, I would go ahead and hop on. And, we could at least chat about it, see what everybody thinks. I think this was predictable. You don't move that kind of resources into place and not have a plan. It sounds to me like it's just coming to fruition publicly. And he's probably laying his cards on the table to see what happens. But in order for him to secure that new border, he's going to have to. Yeah, Danielle, Putin has declared that there's two eastern provinces in Ukraine that border Russia. One is Luhansk and one is Donetsk. And he's declared them independent of Ukraine. And so basically he's saying that's part of Russia now. So I'm sure he'll give Ukraine an opportunity to just relinquish it or suffer the consequences. Either scenario has trouble, spells trouble ahead. And, we'll see what NATO's made of here. Hey, Misfit, good to see you. Hey, Mountain Grandma. So sorry, I'm sort of watching the news as we do this myself. RT's got it running too. 30,000 people watching that. Well, who knows? He may take it all. I mean, I don't know. Once he gets in there and he's inching further to the west, I mean, depending on what the response is, he will probably, make his next moves because if there's no response or nothing painful enough, he'll probably just keep going west. Why wouldn't you? So it'd basically be like if, Oklahoma tried to take the Texas Panhandle away from Texas or said it's now part of Oklahoma. That's sort of what we're dealing with here geographically. So I'm assuming that I'm assuming that we will have a pretty limp response. I don't see this administration being tough at all, quite honestly. But NATO may feel different, and the Europeans may feel different. Same MO as Crimea a few years ago. I've got Fox News Channel up on the TV, and then I've got RT News on my phone, and then I'm on my computer right now with you guys and gals. The one thing I worry about Ukraine is there's a shitload of nukes over there. There's a buttload of nukes there right now in Ukraine, and that's right, Valerie. I got the same feeling. Somebody better get their ass in there and secure those nukes in Ukraine. So he's basically saying that he's going to have to protect Russian sovereignty, and being that these people are in Ukraine and Ukraine has always been part of Russia, he's going to go ahead and just declare that eastern section part of Russia. Just like he did in Crimea, 7-8 years ago. I believe time travels that fast. Well, they haven't necessarily invaded yet, Mountain Grandma, but he's laid his cards on the table and said that he's declaring that two eastern provinces of Ukraine to be basically Russian, where a lot of Russian, heritage resides. So he's basically given a history lesson, like Bob was saying. And Europe said they were disappointed. I don't think he gives a rat's ass what Europe thinks, obviously, or what we think. I'm just saying, people, there's no telling. You could be prepared. You need to be prepared to go either way with this thing. And I would, if you're at work, I would maybe, if you need something, hopefully you're good and you don't need anything. But if you do, you might want to head out a little early today and beat the traffic and get what you need to get, and for sure top off your fuel tanks. So what happens here is going to likely determine, a good portion of that part of Europe. Yeah, China's they're going to hop into, huh? Good to go, Tim. Good job, man. You never know, brother. So I think at best, we're looking at a, Cold War 2.0 at best. At worst, you're looking at WW3 with stuff getting lobbed over the ocean. I've got Mountain Groundwell. I got Fox News channel on my TV, and I've got RT News on my phone, and then I'm on the laptop here, so I got three things going, three different things. I'm surprised if you start seeing internet outages and, hey, Annie, good to see you. Internet outages and cyber events. Hopefully you got some cash out of the bank just in case. Dow's down 300 so far today. Yeah, this is really embarrassing for NATO and embarrassing for this administration. It should be anyway. So effectively what they've done is when they took Crimea and they take this eastern section of Ukraine, they basically have them landlocked on one whole half of their country's coast, where they can only use a very small portion of their coast for, port usage and such. If you look at the new map that's up there on Fox News Channel, that area between Crimea and the easternmost section of Ukraine, that's basically a piece of the Black Sea, and that whole section of Black Sea is now going to be, completely landlocked, or sea locked, I guess you could say, actually. So it's interesting and quite dangerous to see where this goes from here. I don't know what would stop him. He might as well just go ahead and take that whole third of Ukraine, honestly, all the way down to Crimea. He might as well just take all that and just keep it and have it all secured. Mm-hmm. My dragonflies. Yeah, and then China, they're flexing too, as suspected. I don't think any of us are surprised. I mean, this is just, one one game plan, I think, of what may be more to come. Once we let them take Crimea without any, repercussions, the writing was on the wall. So, like I said, at best, you're going to have a Cold War 2.0. Probably should have happened a long time ago, quite honestly. At worst, you're looking at WW3 and probably some really, really, really dark, tough times ahead. Yeah, that's true. So Fox is reporting that, this writing was on the wall years ago. So anyway, yeah, it's apparently, at least we know what the current, situation is, right? So, all right, Mountain Grandma, go get your stuff. And Bob, I think that's a definite possibility. I think that um, that fracturing of NATO is a definite possibility, if not a reality. And we may end up being pretty much on our own at the end of the day. No, Tim, not that I saw. It looks to me like they had a bunch of SUVs rolling into the White House just now. They like a dollar short as usual. And I don't think he gives a rat's ass about sanctions. Hey, Cold War, good to see you. Yeah, Mary, we should have been out of Germany a long time ago. So I'm sure you'll probably see movement from a military perspective, at least certainly airspace control, probably how the Russians over that part of Ukraine, or what was Ukraine, I guess you might say, and then backed up by ground units to create a new barrier, if you will, a border barrier to claim that part of Ukraine as their own, it sounds like. Hey, Stephanie, good to see you. Yeah, well, but not a full-blown Cold War. It's hey, Farmer Son, good to see you. Hey, good to see you too, Stephanie. So right now it's 9 o'clock at night in Ukraine. So they got all night to do some stuff they need to do to put boots on the ground. No, sorry. Nah, prepped. I'm live. I hadn't gone there yet. I wasn't planning on doing a live today, but this stuff came out, so I just figured I'd pop on. Like I said, my main concern really currently is securing those nukes that are in Ukraine. I don't remember how many they have or how many are reported that they have, but there's quite a few nukes in Ukraine right now. Sounds like they may have stopped trading today. The Dow, the ticker's been stuck at 308 down today. Sorry, I'm about to sneeze, I think. Anyway. Oh, no doubt, CJ. Oh, I got plenty on him, I'm sure. That's why he's not worried about him letting them have it. Yeah, I think he's going to end up wanting all of Ukraine. I think this is just a precursor. I thought I thought that I heard recently that they were sitting on a pile of nukes over there. Now I'm not sure in what capacity or delivery options they're with currently, but I understood that they had some nukes. But I mean, I could be wrong, but I hope they're taken care of if I'm not wrong. But what a blunder! What an absolute blunder by this administration and the rest of NATO. But hell, I mean, if you want to know the truth, I think the smartest thing Ukraine could do, yeah, exactly, Mary. And I think if Ukraine was smart based on what's going on now, probably the best thing they could do is just relinquish and go back to Russia. We're clearly not going to help them. And the Europeans are too slack-jawed to help them. Yeah, General Keane from Fox is saying that this administration's had this writing on the wall since March last year. And they were too busy being woke to do anything about it. Yep. That's right, Bonnie. I agree with you too, Mary. Oh yeah, this all calculated, Glenn. What a mess. What a mess. But we'll see. Like I said, I think the best thing Ukraine could do right now is just go back to Russia, quite honestly, for the sake of their own people, because nobody's going to help them. And this is further evidence of, why people don't trust NATO and trust us, quite frankly. Yeah, it's going to suck pretty bad, TH2. Like I said, if you're at work and you need something, you might want to go grab it on the way home, especially fuel. You might want to get out of there early today. But it'll probably look like a completely different landscape in the morning. Probably around 9 o'clock tonight, our time. It should be getting pretty hot. Again, we're always a dollar late, day late and a dollar short. And they're going to pull that, oh, we got to stick together BS and all that. I went to Wally World this morning about 10 o'clock, and it was all pretty well stocked. I just topped off a few things I normally have, like creamer and stuff like that. No, Farmer's Son. I mean, not really. I mean, no, thanks, Glenn. It's supposed to get really cold overnight here. Yep. Yep. It's true. I'm sure they'll be in place before daylight if it was my guess, Lee, but I could be wrong. But I'm sure they're already securing the airspace over that section. It's just a real shame that we're that much behind the eight ball and that poor Ukraine is always getting crapped on. You know, they're always getting corrupted, and it's just a feel bad for the people, but hopefully a lot of them got out of there. I've been watching RT and TNS, and then Agenda Free is primarily where I've been getting my news. I think so because it stopped falling. I mean, at least the ticker was, still. Yeah, China is over there flexing their muscles now. Somebody reported that they lasered a jet down in Australia or something. Hey, Alan, good to see you. China won the Olympics. What a mess. What a mess. Yeah. No kidding, Glenn. Yeah, you got to have everybody better be watching all the flanks right now because it's getting ready to get hot. Oh, and that's true too. Other than groceries, people, if you need fried rice, you need to get it on the way home tonight. Leave work right now if you don't have anything and go get it. You need lead, you need to pop off and go get it. If y'all don't watch Agenda Free, I would suggest that you do. I really like that channel. Agenda Free TV. It's kind of like TNS, but there's a host who's on pretty much all the time when they're on. And he's pretty much been doing a marathon the last couple of days. It's called Agenda Free TV on YouTube. Oh yeah, Bonnie's, of course. Well, I'm sure they've already got across who they need to get across. And don't forget, you had China. You had China units training in Canada. It may still be there. I don't know. For I think a better part of a year. Most recently, you had actual Chinese military in Canada training. They may even have a base. But yeah. Well, I don't know. Maybe I just misinterpreted what they said, but I guess from Friday it was down 308 points. Maybe is what they were saying. That makes more sense because it was all right. See you, little boots. It was just stuck at 30 down 308 earlier on the screen. I didn't even think about that, to be honest with you, but it's probably stuck there from Friday. It's where it ended. Yeah, there was Chinese troops in China and Canada training. I think last year quite a bit. Yep, there you go, Dustin. Hopefully, everybody's got most of what they need. I'm sure most people have been prepping, accordingly for a long time. Hopefully, the cost of goods and fuel are going to skyrocket, most likely. But tell your spouses to get fuel too. To me, if you're topped off, you gotta you're ahead of the game. Stay topped off. But hopefully everybody is pretty well on their way to being sufficient. Hopefully you don't have to do much. That's the idea, right? It will be really interesting to me the way Trudeau is behaving with the iron fist. You know, if the big C's got the goods on him too. Mm-hmm. I tell you what, if you can get the fried rice dispensers on the shelf, you know, at a decent price, you might as well grab a few more of those if you need them. But don't be don't be surprised if we get cybered pretty hard, you know. But yeah, the way Trudeau, I'm gonna call him Trudy. The way Trudy's behaving, he uh, he may roll out the red carpet for the big C. Sounds like. But I would be interested to know the details of that Chinese unit that's training in Canada or that was training there. I never really dug into it too deep, but they had a unit or two there training. I'm sure it was a intel unit. Yeah, Tim, with Trudy with his suburban wife haircut. It's a weird cat, man. I guess you're kind of right, Glenn. Yep, control the money. Control the money, control the food, control the people. Yeah, Glenn, I see your point. Just look at all the people that can't function in current times. But you know, we've all been talking about. Oh yeah, totally, Barb, totally. And you know, I think you know the way the big C has been hoarding everything, you know, grain wise and such. You know, they've hedged their bets, and they're probably gonna in an agreement to supply the big R with what they need. Mm-hmm. I agree, TH2. Truckers ought to park. Truckers ought to park at their yards and home base or truck stops, and cops ought to have a sit out. Hey, Lisa. Yep. Like I said before, I just hope we're not asleep at the switch. You know, during the Cold War, we were all conditioned for this. We were all aware. We were all conditioned. We were all trained for this. We've been fighting in the sandbox for decades. So the only thing I will give the DOD on this one, hey, Liberty, good to see you. The only thing I'll give the DOD on this one is the brass, the high-ranking brass, even if they're woke, they still remember the Cold War and the strategies there behind it. Hey, Sherry. But you know, during a lot of these joint chiefs members were, you know, were you know, younger officers during the height of the Cold War, and but you still have to transfer it down to the, you know, tactical unit level. We've been fighting in the desert and in the sandbox for decades now, so I hope that we're not asleep at the switch. Hey, Tactical, good to see you. Oh, you know they'll do that, Barb, just like January 6th. Yeah, it's the same memo as they used for Crimea, and they broadcasted it a long time ago. So there's no excuses for not being prepared for this. It's just not important to the world. Ukraine is not important enough to the world. Yeah, it's all part of the plan. Oh, yeah, Biden's going to do whatever he has to do to make sure that we keep mail-in voting in place. That's a demand they got to have to see through because they can't do it without that. What a mess. I'm going to say we're not surprised. Unbelievable. The media just, they just suck all the way around. Unbelievable. Hey, Bigfoot and Lake, good to see you. Yeah, just reporting the latest news on what's going on with Russia's next move. They apparently pulled the trigger, and not a surprise to anyone. It's out there in public view now. Yeah. Hey, Sunset. Sorry, I'm watching the news as we do this, y'all. News. Yeah, but I think the lines have been drawn, obviously. All right, Glenn, see ya. Get that lead, son. Oh, yes, it does, Misfit. You got that right. Everybody's going to line their pockets again. It's all about the dollar. It's all about getting rich, screwing the little guy, squeezing the middle class. But yeah, I mean, depending on what happens here, I mean, I think he's just going to take the whole of Ukraine. Why wouldn't you? I mean, if you're looking for a buffer, from NATO or further eastward expansion of NATO, you take the whole damn country. Yeah, it really sucks because everything's getting, if you thought the prices were high before, just wait. I don't know. I'm out of the prediction game on this stuff, to be quite honest with you. I really don't have the bandwidth for it. You know, I just think that the only thing that Turd could do is to let the energy industry crank back up again and start pumping oil. I think that's the only thing he could do to even put a dent in what's getting ready to come our way. Mm-hmm. Sorry, I'm watching the news as we go here. All right, see you, Lee. Oh yeah, they are Bonnies. People are getting, 10% above asking price here in the Dallas area. I can't imagine what the gas stations are going to look like tonight and tomorrow. I'll just say this, you can't fix stupid. Hopefully, all you people up north that run fuel oil, for your heaters and stuff, have that all taken care of because that's getting ready to go up sky high. Got a couple more months here for cold weather. Sorry, I'm watching the news, like I said, as we go here. Yeah, he's getting the old band back together, Putin. Yep, I'm sure we're going to lay down for him, Tim. I would, prepping is one thing. So Sunset, I've got Fox News on currently on the TV, and then I've got my phone going on RT, YouTube RT. What I was going to say is, I think we all need to start, conserving what we consume. I think you need to, train yourself to eat less and probably less often in order to conserve your preps. I'm not telling you to starve yourself. I'm just saying be mindful of where you can conserve and plan out meals effectively where number one, you're not overeating, number two, you're not wasting. Everybody's going to have to tighten their belt a little bit. Well, I hope they have a lot of extra fuel in the trailers when they take them because it's going to get high. Bigfoot Lake. Yep, got to keep praying. But and I'm not telling people to worry. I'm just telling you to think about your meal preparation. I'm telling you to be sure that you are, in a position to where you can conserve and make the best meal preps because you don't want to waste, and everybody's going to have to tighten their belt a little bit on this thing. I would definitely, like I said last night or yesterday, try to stay close to the house if you can, or if there's no way you can do that, make sure you've got your gear with you. Said, if nobody's going to help Ukraine, it doesn't sound like we are. The best thing that Ukraine can probably do is just become part of Russia. Well, all I can tell you, Bigfoot and Lake, if shame on any law enforcement that violates rights. It sure would, Liberty. It sure would. But if nobody's going to help Ukraine, that or maybe all the Ukraine, maybe they have pretty much evacuated people that don't want that, don't want to be part of that. I don't know. Let me just put my hood here. But interesting times for sure, everybody. Not surprising, of course. Not surprising at all. But at least we got some of the blueprint. Yeah, this is just the beginning. This is just the beginning. It's true, Misfit. I'm sure that Russia's already secured the airspace over that section of Ukraine, or I guess what was Ukraine. Well, again, I think it depends on where you live, Mary. I mean, DC and Baltimore and all that is such a cesspool. Those cops are going to do what they got to do to keep their families fed. They're part of the machine. You get out in the rural areas where it's, like Texas, for example, since I'm here, you've got so many local law enforcement people that live in the communities that are going to have to answer for what they do. I don't think you're going to have that issue in places like this. Not yet. I think in areas where you've got red controlled politics, you're not going to have that issue as much as you will in the blue. Unless they're feds, the feds are the feds. They're going to do what they do. But I think you'll have plenty of law enforcement here in my area stand up against that. All right, see you, Bonnies. Hey, Scout, good to see you. Yep, that's right, Scout. It's going to run its course. I'm sorry about to hear that, Kentucky. Seems to be a lot of funerals lately, unfortunately. Hey, Shad, good to see you. So I guess it's the futures that are trading is what we're seeing move on the Dow. So, sanctions go both ways. We'll sanction them and then they'll sanction us and blah, blah, blah. Basically, you got the big C telling Russia, we got your back, so they're emboldened. So what you're seeing basically is the new Iron Curtain is what you're seeing. Cold War 2.5 or 3.0 if you want to know the truth. Yeah. You got about 6 hours till daylight in Ukraine right now, so I'm sure that the Russian troops are already moving into place. Yeah, it's a real shit show. Excuse my French. Hey, Jay, good to see you. So, unfortunately, and I'm not looking for a fight. It's not really our fight, to be honest, but I feel bad for the Ukrainians to be in a position to where they don't have any friends, They're just being used by perceived friends. You've probably already got, airborne troops forward of these lines that are going to effectively secure bridges and control checkpoints, things like that. And then they'll start moving armor and stuff up through there, with precursor artillery. So you'll have I don't know, man. I'm out of prediction game with this. I'm just what I envision overnight is as far as I'm going to be willing to go. As far as I'm going to be willing to go, but I expect there to be a pretty good amount of Russian boots on the ground and vehicles, including armor and artillery, in place by daylight. Yeah, no kidding. Hopefully, before they go down, they'll broadcast everything. Hey, Tennessee Patriot, good to see you. Well, why wouldn't they? I mean, you go through the window while it's open, right? Tennessee, that's what I say. I hope they don't, but I'm sure they will. I mean, why wouldn't you? We're ripe for the picking right now. Totally vulnerable on a lot of fronts. I guarantee you, China knew before anybody else knew. I may have my information wrong, but I was under the impression that Ukraine still had some tactical nukes over there. But Lee Cold War says that they were all removed, but I don't know. But yeah, just from a practical point of view, yep, you're right, Kentucky Patriot. I totally agree. This is all part of the plan. Yep. Keep an eye on this one, people. Hey, Simon, good to see you. If you start seeing cyber, fill your bathtubs. I'm telling you right now. Fill all the water containers you can. Mm-hmm. Yeah, get that right, Liberty. Absolutely, Barb. Yeah, but keep your eyes peeled. If you have any doubts at all, and you've got more than one way to bathe at home, a shower and maybe a bathtub, go ahead and fill that bathtub up. If you've been prepping, you all should know this. So, again, at some point here, we're probably all going to have to conserve what we eat, how much we eat, and plan meals in a manner not to waste and probably eat less. I'm not telling you to starve yourself, but people need to be able to eat sparingly, and everybody's gonna have to tighten their belt probably on this one. I know a lot of us, it wouldn't hurt us to lose a little bit of weight anyway, but be aware of that everybody's gonna probably have to tighten their belt. Well, that's right, Barb. I hear you. But yeah, everybody's gonna have to tighten their belt on this one. Yeah, I could see that too, Kentucky. That's right. Everybody's gonna go on a weight loss program now. Mm-hmm. Another reason why telegraphing your intentions to your enemy is a bad idea. So we've been threatening Russia with sanctions for weeks now. And of course, they've got their own economy over there now. The oligarchs and all the rich people are going to be pissed off, but they've got other ways of taking care of them. I'm sure they'll raid what's left in Ukraine and disperse that amongst the heavy hitters in Russia to calm their nerves a little bit, but expect all that. You got that right, Mary. We'll be lean and mean. Self instituted rationing. Hmm. See you later, Lake. Check in with you later. But yeah, we got a real mess on our hands economically for sure, if not worse. But like I said, at best, you're looking at Cold War 3.0. At worst, you're looking at WW3. It's time for Europe to put up or shut up. If Europe wants to have a viable continent, they'll do what they need to do. Oh, nice. Nice, Patriot. I like that. I'm pretty well maxed out right now, though. Man, it's going to have to go a long time if I run out of coffee. Damn. Let's hope it doesn't run that long. Oh, yeah. Yeah, Russia's playing for keeps. They got almost half of their entire military force in that location. Yep. Europe's got to step up. We've had the boob in their mouth for decades now. It's time for them to start, making their own milk. They've been on the teat for a while. Hopefully, everybody bulked up on coffee. Were you laughing at me, Amber? Oh, sorry, I couldn't resist. I like a good. Mm, 27 Mike. I'm sorry, I'm trying to do my part to make the world go around. Yeah, we've been nursing Europe for a long time, and then we got them on formula, and now they act like they don't know where milk comes from. Yeah, I like my Keurig coffees, but I got bulk too, and I got a buttload of coffee filters. Yeah, you'll be able to sell coffee or trade for coffee by the teaspoonful. Hey, what's up, Goblin? I'm just talking about the world falling apart. But I think Europe needs to go get their own cow and get their own milk. Dollar's only worth what you can get for it. But no, seriously, for those of you who have more than like one bathtub in your house, if you've got a shower and then maybe a bathtub, you might want to fill that bathtub up or keep your eyes on the news on when to do it. Especially if you start seeing cyber events. I mean, if I was Putin, I would shut it all down and do what I want. That's what I would do. I would make my point very clear that if you do anything, your life's going to be a living hell. That's what I would do if I was in his position. If you're going to pull the trigger, pull the trigger. Yep, exactly, Amber. Don't forget your ability to capture water, water catches. Yeah, exactly. Hot tub, swimming pool, kiddie pool, any type of big container that you can store water in. It's awesome. Hell, you can back a pickup truck into a garage and line it with a tarp and fill it full of water, and you've got a damn water source right there in the bed of your pickup. Yeah, I got a hot tub, Lisa. Everybody should probably start doing shorts just to check on each other. Hey, I'm still alive. I was planning to do that anyway, pretty much going forward for a while, but like I said, this popped off today, so I wanted to get on. Oh yeah, easily, Amber. Control the food and water, control the population. Yeah, I could see them coming out and saying, uh, we're over a barrel here. If we want to be released and have clean drinking water and have our utilities back online, everybody's got to give everything they have in their bank accounts to the bank so we can pay off our enemies. I could see that too. Remember the Great Reset. Yeah, exactly, Kentucky. May have to go to some type of, phonetics to spell some stuff out for people. At the very end of the day, remember, just keep Great Reset in the back of your mind. Now Fox has transitioned to COVID data. What a joke. Exactly, Simon. Yeah. Valerie, are you talking about the news? I think I mentioned Texas News Service and then Agenda Free TV. Agenda Free TV on YouTube or Texas News Service. It's pretty much, or an RT News. That's the three I watch primarily. I'll watch Newsmax and One American News sometimes too. Yeah, Putin's a stone cold killer, and that's the difference between, I'm sure Potatoes had his fair share of DNA left at crime scenes, in some form or fashion. But Putin's a stone cold killer, and he's obviously exposing our weakness. I mean, it's not that I even really admire Putin at all. But I certainly could see admiring him more than Potato. Good God, what a clown! But this is why we'll have no mercy on any libs that try to beg for help during something like this. Sorry, I'm out. You're on your own. Yep, you got that right, Tim. So I'm telling people, if you're at work, get your ass home. Stop and get some fuel. Stop and get some fried rice. Yeah, expect more of that. Expect some cyber interruptions, if not complete, cutting of services, especially overnight when uh, vehicles and personnel start to really infiltrate that country. Good for you, Cherie. Was it already getting crowded, or do people not catch on yet? Everybody just keep it real, I mean, we've all been talking about this for years. You've got a lot of information you've processed. People have been talking about all kinds of different prep techniques and methods all this time. Hopefully you've been listening and you've been preparing. And, if you have, you're probably in okay shape. No reason to panic at all. You should all be prepared for this in some form or fashion. Remember, light and sound security if things get really hot here. Mm-hmm. If I were you for right now, until we figure out some more information and see where this is really going to head, I wouldn't go out at night if I were you. I would be securing my stuff at my home. Mm-hmm. Yep. Good call, Kentucky. Sorry, doing a couple different things here. Yeah, gas generators, man, that's going to be dicey. But if you have one operational, you better lock it up and you better have a guard on it with a firearm, letting you know right now. Yeah, I would seriously try to stay home during the evening hours of darkness for sure. Good for you, Christina. That's getting prepped right there. Uh, yeah, Shad. So basically, Putin has decreed that two provinces in eastern Ukraine are now independent of Ukraine and basically belong to Russia, is basically what he's saying. And so he's telegraphed his intentions, but that's just a precursor to get across the border. I think eventually he's going to want all of Ukraine, and that's probably the goal. I mean, the penalty is going to be the same whether he takes secures an eastern couple of provinces or takes the whole damn thing. You might as well get the whole damn thing. That's what I say. I could be wrong. Well, Sunset, to answer your question, my opinion is that you have to secure it and protect it from being targeted by Ukraine, which means you have to put a border up. You have to create a barrier between Ukraine and this new section of Russia, which is where the military comes in. Yeah, they're not going to stop with these two provinces, I don't think. Mm-hmm. It's true, Mary. Good for you, Christina. And yeah, that looks like the crux of it. They're going to just use this as a precursor to take the whole of Ukraine. I mean, I would take the whole damn country if it was me. Yeah, he wants to get the band back together, Simon. That's what I think. So everybody just keep a calm head and, get your plans in place. They should already be in place, but, just keep your wits about you and follow the plan. Listen to your instincts. Follow your instincts. This is not time to panic at all. But I think, you start to implement your security measures now, and you want to be overprotective at this point. You don't want to be extreme, but you want to be overprotective. Use your light and your sound discipline. Pay attention to what's going on around your home. Try not to leave your home. If you have to leave your home, have somebody there to guard your home. If you need to, if you feel you're in an area where you've got dicey utilities anyway, you might want to go ahead and fill up that bathtub. Yeah, I'm kind of the same. I'm along the same lines you are, hillbilly. See you, CJ. And if 45 was in this position, like he should be, we'd never be here. This wouldn't even be occurring right now. This is all about weak and impotent leadership. This is what this is about. Daring us to do something. You go and wipe out 50% of those troops on the border, that gets his attention. Once again, potato gets played. Hey, Georgia, you bet. We're always reactive, Maybe we ought to go ahead and just preemptively EMP their ass, Instead of always being on the receiving end of shit. It's a lot different when you have an enemy that's capable of something more than IEDs and slinging AK-47s. A different story then. Maybe we ought to EMP their ass and mess with their water system. Thing was 45 is he didn't know what he'd do. You know what this clown's going to do, which is next to nothing. I'm going to be right back too. If y'all want to stay on, we'll keep going. Up to you guys and gals. I mean, it's not too exciting really, but I'll stay on if y'all want to stay on. I just need to go get myself a drink because my throat's getting dry. So I guess I'll go get me a drink, and if you guys are still here, we'll keep going. So sit tight. All right, looks like I didn't lose too many. What'd I miss? Oh, I see what we're talking about. That's cool. It's a very good point, Danielle. Hey, Jerry, good to see you. Hey, Lewis, good to see you. Good, make that coffee. Yeah, I hope people have been stacking cash, as they can for the last few months at least, because we've all been talking about it. We've all been talking about it. Gas may go to $20 a gallon if you can find gas. Well, I'll be. I'm not a big fan of burying stuff. Just my personal preference. I more of a protect it from fire and hide it in plain sight type person. Something I can get open quickly and grab and leave with. That's what I do. I've been in a fire when I was younger too, Danielle. I know it. I get your point. Yeah. Yeah. If you can't get fuel, prior to the event, you're pretty much stuck with what you got. People with bulk tanks on their vehicles are in pretty good shape. Mm-hmm. But I'm a hide in plain sight type person. Like I said, if you're crafty and technically proficient, you can get away with a lot of stuff. I like things that function as two multi-use items. I've seen everything from hidden bookcase, recessed cavities behind bookcases that open up to wall safes to burying it in a time capsule to encased concrete. I know a family friend, I'll just put it like that, has a cabin out west of here and was able to build a shop, an a detached big shop or garage from the house, like a barn, so to speak, and poured a concrete slab, and then had some concrete workbenches poured, concrete, sides and top, and had encased 2A items in that concrete cavity or crypt, you might call it. And basically, it's a break in case of emergency type thing. Mm-hmm. There's all kinds of ways to hide stuff, y'all. Just think about it. You're sitting in your living room, look around. Yeah, I know. I don't have any either. I've seen people, have removable brick. Oh no, this dude is squared away, Kentucky. Believe me. I thought I was ate up with the preparedness. I don't have anything on this dude. I just remember people, we got a lot of water around our nation right now, right? If you don't think Vlad's got assets in the water right now, close to here, able to wreak havoc, you're crazy. So I'm sure that he has prepared himself quite robustly to respond to anything that we might try. So this stuff ain't just over in Ukraine, okay? Just be aware of that. There's capable assets all around us, all the time. You may not be able to see them, but they're there. That's why I constantly say, I hope we're not asleep at the switch. We can't seem to get out of our own damn way. And I don't think the Russian Navy is worried about which bathroom to use or who might have hurt their feelings. And not to mention their actual uniformed assets in the water currently, but think about the assets that are already in place within these borders, some of which have come across the border in our own damn country. Ivan doesn't give a rat's ass about being woke. Oh, I thought that was per day. Boots. Mm-hmm. Hell, I think China, I heard they bought, I think it was, I want to say 50,000 acres or something next to Fort Hood, like right there. How does that happen? So they've already got assets in place, okay? Overt and covert. All right. This is why elections have consequences. This is why and I think many of you will absolutely have zero mercy on people that allowed this to happen within our own country. I'm not going to have any mercy. I did hear about that, Simon. What you're seeing is the attack on America from within and finished off by the outside. I don't disagree with that, Liberty, at all. Remember, it matters who counts the votes, obviously, but I'll still have no mercy. It's time the line be drawn. Those that love America get to stay. Those that don't, out. You know, I'm saying love America by way of the United States Constitution as written. People have been conditioned to think that America is untouchable. Nobody's scared of America anymore. You know what made the America scared? I'm sorry, you know what made the world scared of America? Hiroshima and Nagasaki. That's what scared the world about America. That's what got their attention. And that's what people understand. No doubt, Liberty, no doubt. That's right. We, the people, will have to either watch it fall or we will have to clean it up and right the ship. I literally and truly believe that if you're in an area that is run by the left, or I should say infected by the left, you need to get your ass out of there because your life is about to change drastically. It's going to be a long night, I can tell you that. So put on some coffee and fill your bathtub if that's what you need to do. Get some snacks out, get some cigarettes, snuff, whatever it is you do, because it's probably going to be a long ass night. Hopefully, you got some sleep last night. Now, I don't know if it's true, but I've heard that I'm sure you already feel Liberty. I have a sneaky suspicion that you're already good to go. All right, good, Lisa. Hey, check back in. Let us know you're all right. Remember, head on a swivel. Hey, Gods, good to see you. It's going to be a long night, people, so strap in. They've had weeks now to prepare themselves for sanctions. You think they got anything exposed? No. Wow. Pretty cool, Mary. I told my grandson, I've been telling him bits and pieces of this as we go along. And, that, at some point in his childhood, he may have to, live a different type of life. He's like, what do you mean? Well, I've been feeding him bits and pieces here slowly, as we go, just so he can understand that, he may become a scout, a lookout, that may be his job. But again, this may be that's right, Simon. That's what I've been saying. You throw an EMP on their ass and put them dead in the water, they might have a different, opinion. But at the same time, we got to watch our western flank because you got the big red flag waving over there and licking their chops and looking for an easy way into this thing, to finish it off. They made a pact for a reason. I think it's twofold. I think it's economical and military. Mm-hmm. Oh yes, this is ineptitude of the government is an understatement here. It's called a witting participant. And you talk about some impeachable stuff. Few people haven't made, I'm not a techie, believe me, by any stretch. But if you people don't know how to secure your phones, go ahead and do that. Get your notifications set correctly. Make sure that you don't have, apps running in the background that can be useful to the enemy with your devices. Mm-hmm. Again, it's probably going to be a long one. Prepare yourselves for a little sleep going forward. Prepare yourselves to eat less and live with less. So again, trust your instincts. Hopefully most of you have been prepping for a while. I think you have. Mm-hmm. It's not a bad idea, Simon. Hey, Candy. At least, use the blackout bags if you've got them. These little blackout bags are handy. You can double bag. There's different sizes. But I typically will double bag all my stuff that I'm trying to protect. I don't know if they'll work. Hopefully we don't find out, but hopefully people are monitoring the ham radios and scanners and such. But there's going to be some nefarious jamming and things like that happening. Try to find out from your friends and family if they're out and about right now. Try to figure out how things are looking out there on the roads and at the gas stations. So you can kind of get a sit rep. If you've got an immediate family member out there on the roads or at work, you might want to be sure they know what's going on. Some people get all wrapped up in their world and chasing the dollar. That's all they care about. Candy, I get these blackout bags from, I think it's the Blackout Company. You can just look on Amazon or Google it, but they're called blackout bags. You can buy there's a package you can get where there's a mixture of sizes. Yeah, Jeff, looks like Putin's pulling the trigger. You bet, Candy. I mean, it takes a couple weeks to get them. If you can get the damn things, that'd be great. But until then, you might be able to just get yourself a metal box with a styrofoam liner somehow, a little cooler. It'll be a little styrofoam cooler and put it in something metal and try it that way if you can't get the bags in time. That's crazy, little boots. But yeah, Jeff, Putin's looks like he's pulled the trigger on broadcasting what his plan is, which is forecastable by many, and many people already knew it. Yeah, I would try to use a styrofoam cooler of some kind and put it inside of a metal box with a secure lid and try to maybe find some metal fibered tape to put around the joints of the metal box. You want to have a continuous like a ground going around the internal contents of the box. Well, you can find houses with acreage. You just got to pay out the ass. It's probably already over for looking time, people. It's about dealing with what you got. What you got is what you got. No, no, Jeff. I mean, not yet. I mean, hell, anything's possible, but uh, Putin's basically declared two eastern Ukrainian provinces of Russian heritage, dwellers to be independent of Ukraine. So basically, he's saying that those two provinces are now part of Russia for all intents and purposes. So he's made his move. Nukes are not out of the question, but I would think at this point doubtful. But you never know. I mean, nukes are different than they used to be. You got little tactical nukes that you can lay down and just decimate a certain region, based on the prevailing winds. But um, I would say with the erratic behavior of all entities considered, anything's possible. The way I look at it. But people have thought in America for a long time that we're too big to feel anything or to go through anything. But no, we're in the zone. If you have an empty tank, fill it up today. If you need anything petroleum, get it today. Yep, you got that right, Scout. I got no room for anything in my house, really, to be honest, as far as preps go. But I went this weekend or Friday last week and topped off more beans and rice just because. Complacent and lazy, Liberty. You got that right. Yep. Little Rocket Man for sure. The NOCOs are licking their chops. They want in on the action too. Don't forget about us. It's got bad. I got bad feeling about all this, to be honest with you. But all right, Valerie. Thanks for stopping in. Check in later. If you can find gas cans, you might want to grab a couple and fill them up. Because here's the thing: it's like when you have a weak shill in place, like potato. If you have a weakling like potato in place, the last thing you want to do is get rid of that leader for a stronger one. So expect this to be continued. The weak leader is the best thing for a strong leader. Yep, Simon, I'm same way. Just so everybody knows, if you got old fuel like I ran some 3-year-old fuel through a vehicle during Ice Mageddon last year, and the thing is you can't. I think you have to do it while it's already got some good fuel in it, in the tank of the vehicle, not necessarily all on empty. If you can run old fuel if you've got some new fuel in it, as long as it's stabilized. No, I agree, Liberty. I've been saying that for months now. I think it could be as soon as tonight when they start making moves, solidifying their geography. I think so, Jeff, but that's excluding back channels, of course. Got that right, Danielle. It's a blink of an eye, Misfit. But everybody needs to strap in tight, and again, just take a deep breath and remember your training, remember your instincts, trust your instincts, and don't get caught up in this and that and what's going on over here. Remember to look at your six too and what's going on behind you. It ain't just about what's in front of you. Remember, nobody rides for free. If you got SHTF going on, everybody's got a job to do. I don't care if they're just washing dishes. Everybody's got a duty. It's all good, Jeff. No, I mean, that's the truth. That's what's going on, as we know it anyway. No, it's all good, Jeff. Of course. I just happened to be having it on when I was in the house earlier. That's the only reason I know. I figured I'd pop on and see what's going on with everybody. People just walking around like everything's okay. Walking the dog, Get that right, Danielle. It's a good analogy. Yeah. What you're witnessing is amateur hour on the behalf of the United States government. A lot of people are just all they care about their life. Hey, Bob, good to see you. People just have low expectations. It's all about as long as they have weed, ramen noodles, and Wi-Fi, they're good. That's what they think. That's their expectations of life. Yeah, they were just out lollygagging around, huh, Cherie? That's funny. Get that right, Kentucky. Meth Doritos. Nice boots. Eight cases. Damn, that's a good lick right there, boots. Sorry. Yeah, it's definitely a good hit, little boots. Hmm. Yeah, once the word trickles out, when people get home from work and they start watching the news, they'll probably head back out for some panic shopping. That's funny, Tim. Wow, for sure, Simon. Potato day. Yeah, for any of you people that are lacking some last minute preps, you probably could sneak in right now through tonight. You might be able to sneak in and top off what you need without any issues. Yeah, the lines are set, people. Um, we've allowed the enemy, when I say we, I'm not talking about we, but our governments, our lifelong public servants in the federal government have allowed us to be infiltrated to maximum levels. I would not expect that to change. I mean, I'm all about having a strong economy and having a vibrant bank account and lots of stuff and cool stuff and you know this stuff over here, especially. But you know, right now it ain't about chasing the dollar. Right now it's about having stuff. And this SecDef Austin, this guy's a walking, talking buffoon. Talk about a deer in the headlights. I guess he was around when it was Star Day, Star Delivery Day or something. I'm not impressed with that clown at all. Yeah, thanks everybody for the thumbs up and participating. Yeah, this SecDef is a damn clown. I'm not impressed at all. Like a lot of this stuff, people with preps, some people are just going to have to suffer and be hurt. That's just how it is. I mean, that's okay. It's unfortunate, but that's okay. I mean, some people have chosen their path and they're going to have to suffer. And, if they're lucky, they might make it through it. If not, they might not. So, it is what it is. They made their choices. Don't get yourself hung up on other people's lack of buy-in or intestinal fortitude. You did it. You did the things. You are to be rewarded for the things that you prepared for. Don't panic and trying to cover everybody else's ass that was laughing at you and mocking you when you were doing the things. It's okay to tell people no, and you're probably going to have to do that. Hopefully you've all, fortified your doorways and your window frames and all that. Hopefully you've done the things little by little and you don't have much to do right now except watch and wait. All right, see you, Misfit. Good luck. Yeah, what Vlad understands is blunt force trauma, right? Some kids, you tell them, don't do that, stop doing that, or I'm going to tear your butt up, whatever. They don't do it. They keep doing what they want until you have to end up tearing their ass up, and then they understand. But I don't think we're at that level, and I don't think we're going to get there with Potato. I think Potato is going to lay back and put his legs up. Oh, nice copycat. I like that. Make sure it's tight, but not too tight. Remember, manage your preps. Don't overcook. You might have to make things last. Limit your waste. But we've been going for 3 hours, people. I think that's pretty good. It's my longest live yet, I'm pretty sure. So it sounds to me exactly 76. Sounds like he's learned how things get done by putting his legs behind his head, feet behind his head. Put you some punji sticks down there, Boots. If you know what punji sticks are, look it up. It's old Vietnam trick by the BC. I think they also did it in Rambo, First Blood. That's funny, Barb. Yeah, I'm a little bit just checking it out. It's nice and sunny out. I've seen some people walking their dogs. Everything is fine. Worried about when their Amazon order is probably going to be delivered. Yeah. Anyway, people, it's been real. I just hope, hopefully we got our stuff together. I think a lot of you do. We can only do what we can do and do what we can afford to do. And if you have empty fuel tanks or empty gas cans, I would go fill those up today or tonight. And, obviously ration your own fuel. Don't take unnecessary trips anywhere. Be smart. Like Simon said, learn the old ways. I don't have them, Danielle. But anyway, I think 3 hours is plenty. I'm, like I said, wasn't even planning on doing a live today. I was just going to do a couple of shorts this coming week, but I wanted to share what I was watching and hearing on the TV based on the current events, and so just keep it real and listen to trust your instincts and top off what you need to top off. Of course, copycat. Thank you all for being here. And I may be back on. You never know. I mean, I kind of just approach this thing as it comes, and I may jump on somebody else's live. I'm sure there'll be plenty of them tonight. Absolutely, 76. Stay frosty. And thanks to all the mods for showing up and helping out. And those of you that have my information, keep communicating. We'll get through this thing together and pass each other information as we can. So with that, keep prepping, stack it deep, and always remember, long live the Republic. Y'all take care now.